Today's adventure starts us off at the eastern portion of High Isle at the Tor Dreosh Way Shrine. And not too far away from here is the Spire of the Crimson Coin, the dungeon for today's adventure. We have heard of some trouble brewing in this lovely sunflower-dotted region, so let's head out. We round this bend to find what appears to be fortifications around this portion of the coast. Although they do appear to be unmanned, as we don't find anyone guarding this area. So we head on in. Docked on the beach, we see a small boat and beside it, a rather eager squire.
Hey there, over here! An adventurer! Oh, thank every single divine you're here. I'm a squire without his knight, and she needs our help.
This man seems rather frantic about his current predicament, so we press him for further information about this situation. Who would go out on an adventure on such a rainy day?
Dame Matic and I are on a quest to slay the blood mage who resides within this ancient edifice. I did extensive research to ready us for the trials ahead, but she forbade me from entering the fiend's lair now that we're here.
He's worried about his knight. I do wonder why she forbade him from following her, despite him being just as knowledgeable as her about this upcoming quest.
She has a rather unique style of mentorship. However, I fear confronting the villain and utilizing my research may be difficult for one person to do alone. If you're going to take the boat over and I follow, surely she can't fault me for that.
I wouldn't go that far, Squire Rayan, but alas, it doesn't seem like he intended on us staying here. So, sure, you can join.
Excellent. I do so hope we'll see an efficacious outcome to today's events. And that Dame Matic is safe, of course.
And upon him opening his mouth again, I'm starting to regret my decision to let him join. He doesn't seem like much of a knight in training.
Ah, yes, I have heard that sentiment before. It was my use of expensive words, wasn't it? Dame Matic has been an able teacher, and I'm a fair hand with a blade, but my mouth and my mind are my greatest weapons.
You know, fair enough. You could always use more people that think before they act. But still, that doesn't seem to fit with being a knight. Are you sure you want to be one, Squire Rayan?
As sure as the light of Magnus rises upon the face of Nirn each morning. I've wanted to join the knightly order since I was a child at my father's knee. Dame Matic was good enough to take me into her service. I'll do her proud. You'll see.
Well, if nothing else, this knight sure is determined. Let's just see how much he can tell us about this place.
An excellent question. We stand before the Spire of the Crimson Coin, a relic of a bygone era, the time of the Breton coin barons. The Sisters have been owned by many groups over the years, sold and resold by townsfolk on the continent.
It appears this spire has a rich history. Okay, so that told us about where we're going. Now, who is this mage we're after?
I have only an educated guess, but my guesses are usually pretty good. I believe the Spire's ruler is none other than Jacquard Castle, Archmagus in service to House Gemard some 1,000 years ago. Fascinating, isn't it?
Well, yes, that is fascinating. But how is it possible?
He could have prolonged his life any number of ways. My best guess is some form of mystical prolongation, commonly called lichdom. My research indicates he has invested his soul in a powerful phylactery. Further study is obviously indicated.
Spoken like a true research enthusiast. It doesn't appear we have any further baseline information to go over. It's time to take the boat to the Spire of the Crimson Coin. It appears just like he said, Squire Rayan followed us to the spire. And he'll be accompanying us on our journey.
I'm sure Dame Matic hasn't gotten far.
Despite his reassurance and skills, I would still feel more comfortable on this journey with my delve enthusiast companion Miri with me.
I could go for a bit of excitement.
Dame Matic!
We don't walk but a few feet in and we find Dame Matic.
There's no profit in this. Away with you.
Blast! This isn't over. Ah, Rayan! And you've brought help. Thanks, Stendar. Many greetings, traveler. Truth be told, I'm glad Rayan didn't listen to me. Shows he's coming out of his shell. I just know beneath his mousy visage beats the heart of a poet. Plus, we could use your help against that damn blood mage.
So even his knight thinks of him as a bookworm. At least she sees his potential. We ask her if that person she was just fighting was the blood mage.
Just so. That scoundrel is an ancient spellcaster, a cruel bastard that's clung to life in this old tower for centuries. That reign of terror will end today, if I have anything to say about it.
So they have known about this blood mage for centuries? So why assault the tower now?
Blood Mage Castle has been a scourge across the Isles, and of late his raids have become too much to bear. His minions have collected piles of booty for his dark vault. The head of my order himself charged us with ending this fiend's life.
It sounds like they finally found the risk of taking him down worth the effort. This seems like no small feat, so we asked Dame Matic how we can be of assistance.
Oh, that bastard is more dangerous than I expected. I'll keep him busy while you two even our odds. Rayan holds the key. He was the one that came up with the plan for our assault. He'll be a tremendous knight one day. Stendar, guide your arm.
Oh, so they already had a plan. We just need to follow Rayan's instructions. That sounds easy enough, and with that we bid Dame Matic good luck.
Follow me, let's get started.
Squire Rayan runs off in quite a hurry. We chase after him to try to catch up.
It was so good to see Dame Matic in fighting form. She's gone after the blood mage.
Well, he seems awfully chipper about this. He must really look up to her. Now that we caught up to this eager beaver, we ask what the plan is.
The tower itself is a conduit for the blood mage's power. The heart of the tower is his dark phylactery. He's invested his soul within this mystical construct, so violence to his physical body will not be enough to end his dark reign.
Good to know. So we just need to destroy the heart of the tower to kill the mage, right?
I can see you are no stranger to inexplicable arcane phenomenon. Together, we will construct a symbolic weapon that we can use to smash the phylactery. Normal weapons like hammers wouldn't make a dent in this thing.
Oh, so not quite as simple as we thought. Okay then, how do we make a symbolic weapon?
First, we gather materials from the tower grounds. They'll be sympathetic foci for the dark power Blood Mage Castle wields. Once we have the materials, we imbue them with gore from the heart. Then, well, smashy smashy.
There we go, speaking my language. Build a weapon and smash the phylactery. Let's get to it!
I've extensively studied this ruin. The Spire's statuary gardens should be littered with bones from ancient rites. A large one, possibly a femur, would be a good handle for our sympathetic weapon.
Femur. Interesting choice. But hey, he's the expert. Before we head off, can you tell us a bit more about Dame Matic? How long have you known her?
Most of my life, really. I've been her squire since I was first able to hold my own sword. It was an inspiration to see her in fighting form, wasn't it?
I agree, she is a bit unusual for a knight. Despite our limited interaction with them, this still seems odd.
I've learned a lot from Dame Matic's, unorthodox leadership approach. She firmly believes in pushing squires to better themselves. As she likes to say, I'm not your captain, kid. Figure it out.
Well, you know what works for one person might seem odd to another. It seems like this knight and squire duo are well suited for each other. We do inquire further about what he meant by glad she's in fighting form.
She was ill for some time, just a short while ago. Past it now, I'm sure. But she's such a vibrant force, on the battlefield or the stage. It was a blow to see her barely able to swing a blade. Not like today.
So she was very sick recently. Glad to hear she's back on her feet again. And with that, it's time to start our hunting for the materials to make this symbolic weapon. Statuary Hall just north. Got it.
Let's head to the Statuary Hall on the northwest side of the gardens. Should be plenty of bone to work with there.
Not 2 steps in and we're already fighting Crimson soldiers.
You lead.
Before us, a gargoyle jumps down and blocks our path. But with little effort, Miri, Ryan, and myself make quick work of him. Here, we find the entrance to Statuary Hall. Inside, we find various copies of statues in various stages of construction or disrepair. We see books and various masonry tools lining the shelves. I wonder why a femur would be in this room. Best not to question that too much. I'm just glad we found one.
For the hammer's head, I suggest we go to the prison warrens. An executioner's block would be perfect for what we have in mind, macabre though it may be.
He seems to think it just as odd as we do. Just to make sure we're on the same page, this will be a weapon made of bone and a chopping block? That doesn't sound very efficient.
Not exactly traditional, I know, but these objects are soaked in the dark aura of this place. They should prove able vessels for the tower's power. And they'll smash the heart without fail. That's important too.
Interesting. Well, Rand knows more about this than we do, so let's go find that executioner's block. We take in the view of what must have been a beautiful garden in its prime. Now a menacing fog and numerous foes prowl the ground. Just to our left, we see 2 Soul Razor Knights. These ancient foes were created by powerful mages to act as eternal guardians. Those 2 appear to be guarding a footbridge, so we're going to need to take them down to proceed. Upon leaving the garden, we see Dame Maddock fighting up on the scaffolding ahead.
Rayan! The battle goes well! Keep going! I've got this fiend right where I want him!
After that little outburst from Dame Maddock, we watch her head into a building and out of view. Guess we're just going to need to press onward and find the head for this hammer. We need to hurry. Dame Maddock can only buy us so much time.
The prison warrens should have what we're looking for. It's on the north side of the tower, sunken deep into the earth.
Okay, so we need to go to the north side to find the prison warrens. Which happens to be right here. Talk about convenient.
Somewhere in here is an old executioner square. Keep an eye out for a block, most likely still stained from the tower's darkest days.
While keeping our eyes peeled for this block, we miss a flesh atronach rounding the corner.
Let's get to.
There doesn't appear to be one here, so we head into this room. Inside, coagulants drop down from the ceiling and attack us. These vile, blood-spewing creatures are never associated with anything pleasant. Fortunately, we clean them up rather quickly. We retrieve this rather well-worn looking executioner's block from what appears to be a fully functioning torture chamber with stretching racks, cages, and various tools dotted around.
Let's find that mill, which I believe lies southeast of the tower. We'll need the waters around the spire flowing again if we're going to finish the weapon.
What? Why do we need to get water flowing? What does this have to do with finishing the weapon?
Well, binding the parts together won't be a problem. The real question is, how do we imbue it with the heart's power? My research indicates the tower's energies flow into the watercourse nearby.
Wow, he really did do research on every part of this place. This is to imbue it with the heart's power. That's what's going to make our symbolic weapon different. Well then, let's get going. And I can say none too soon. This place is creeping me out. I can feel the dark aura of this claustrophobic crypt. We exit out into what appears to be hedges?
Watch your step. Those sigils are dangerous.
Well, thank you for warning me, Rayan, but I gotta try them out. Okay, yep, can confirm. They hurt. Just gonna walk it off. Now that we are seeing more of this place, it appears to be a well-manicured hedge maze, full of these exploding runes and coagulants. While I would be intrigued to further explore this maze, I have no time for this right now. We need to get to the mill and get this water flowing. After clearing out the last of these red-eyed mercenaries, we investigate the mill.
Hopefully the mechanism is just jammed. See if you can find a way to get it turning again.
Rayan thinks it might be jammed, but I think we might have a bit of a wisp infestation to deal with first. Okay, the wheel is still not turning. Maybe it is the lever. So we give it a good kick, and off it goes.
Done. We can assemble the weapon at the smithy southwest of the tower. Let's go. That's it! We've got the water moving. Now to put this damnable thing together, we just need to find the blacksmith shop. It's southwest of the tower, I believe.
Yet another place to run off to. Rayan, will this be the last stop?
The magic of this place permeates everything. As you saw, the water here has taken on aspects of the Blood Mage's power. Now that we have a hammer made of the pain and death in this place, we just have to, for lack of a better term, forge it.
Alright, if you say so.
Isn't magic strange? I believe if we dip the weapon into a trough of this churning water, it should have all the properties we need to destroy the heart.
Well, let's head to the blacksmithing shop. No time to waste. As we head out of the mill, we see more mercenaries dotted around this yard. We do our best to avoid groups of them, but this lone one seems easy enough to pick off. We thought he was alone. Upon killing him, his corpse explodes, revealing a pack of coagulants to kill. What dark pact have these mercenaries made?
Get back, you betcha!
Your pitiful attempt will see no return. Be gone!
We've got him on the run, Rayan. Keep going.
With more words of encouragement from Dame Maddock, we continue to our push to the blacksmithy. You see now, these Crimson soldiers must have been brainwashing the mercenaries and caused these flesh abominations and coagulant creatures. This makes sense, as their master is a blood mage after all. Despite the menacing aura of this place, you can't help but notice the immense wealth that must have gone into the creation of the Spire. Wide paved streets, stone structures, and plenty of amenities from gardens to statuaries to hedge mazes. This place really was the play place of the rich in its prime. Even the living quarters in this region appear to be spacious. Too bad it's now infested with a tyrannical blood mage and his minions.
Alright, try for mummy.
Before us, we find an even larger Soul Razor Knight than those we previously encountered. This one is named the Blighted Carcopus. As Miri would say, this is gonna be a fight now. Behind this boss, we see the blacksmithy.
There's the smithy. Everything we need should be inside.
Well, let's head in.
Here we are. Use one of those workbenches to bind the bone and the block together.
Inside, we find a very tidy little blacksmithing station. This will work perfectly for us. We find our water churning and red in color, a rather unpleasant fluid.
Exemplary work. Now quench it in the water of the tower and we'll have what we need.
And with that, we receive the imbued bone hammer.
Divine save us! Look at that thing. The weapon is ready. Let's head to the tower. Very well done. We're like the heroes in all of Maddox's old tales now. Let's head to the tower and face down the Blood Mage.
That all seemed rather simple. Do you really think this is gonna work, Rayan?
I do. With enough time, he might be able to recreate his phylactery, even limited as he would be in his hemomorphic spiritual form. We won't give him the chance. You, Dame Maddox, and I will put an end to him, once and for all.
With confidence in his plan like that, who are we to refuse? Let's go finish this. Upon stepping out of the blacksmithy, we look up to really get a feel for how large this spire is. This is a massive structure. We check our backs as we proceed. This place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. I'll be glad to be done with this place soon. we pass what must be another docking area and proceed up the stairs, ready for a fight. But this place is pretty calm. The Soul Razor Knights here also appear rather chill. I guess so long as we don't try to enter the areas they're guarding, we'll be fine. With no resistance, we enter the heart of the Spire. What is this place? A red, stone, heart-like structure pumps in the center of this room. Is this the structure conducting the dark energy surrounding the Spire?
Close. Let's find Dame Maddox,
It
traveler.
appears we're going to have to clear out a few more Crimson soldiers before we can proceed. We take a moment to really get a look at this beating structure. But this isn't the phylactery we're looking for. Destroying this won't stop the Blood Mage, so for now we need to press onward to find Dame Maddox. A mountain of junk blocks our path up these stairs, so we proceed into this doorway, leading us to the lower sanctum. Upon entry, Rayan shoots ahead of us and we chase after.
Enough! You will not undo my... Die! Coinless mongrels! Come find me at the Spire's pinnacle if you dare!
Rayan rushes to Dame Maddox, and with that the Blood Mage retreats to the pinnacle. We're left with a deeply wounded Dame Maddox.
Damn it all. I almost had him.
Those wounds don't look good.
They don't feel good either. I'm afraid this is as far as I go. You and Sir Rayan will need to finish our quest. Dash it all.
What? Sir Rayan?
I took on this quest knowing it would be my end. I have only a few months to live. A wasting disease. So terribly cliche. I couldn't stomach the thought of my last tale ending in a sickbed somewhere.
Dame Maddox, you knew this would happen?
I should bloody well hope so. After all this. Thank you, adventurer. Now, let me talk to my squire one last time.
What a strong hero to want to go out on her own terms. Your story will live on, Dame Maddox.
All things considered, that could have gone better.
Please, let me help.
No, my dear friend. You need to finish what I could not.
I have so much left to learn. I'm not ready.
You have been ready for a long time. Take my hat, Sir Rayan, and stand as a knight of our order. Goodbye, my friend.
Thank you, Maddox. I won't let you down.
Even in her last moments, she is still ending in her own quirky way. Goodbye, Dame Maddox. The no longer Squire Rayan now wears the hat of his fallen knight.
She just had to take center stage, even at the end.
Rayan, I am so sorry we were too late to help her.
I can grieve later. I'll hold up a flagon in her memory and sing one of those songs we learned together. And, of course, wear her ridiculous hat.
She said you knew this would be her last adventure. Do you know of this?
I know. We can talk about it later. Now then, we need to find the Blood Mage and put an end to his murderous ways. Will you join me?
It would be my honor to fight alongside you, Sir Rayan. we head into the lower sanctum stairway after this blood mage. We investigate various piles of books and bookshelves, but find no further information about this place, so we press on.
This is it. We need to destroy his phylactery. Smash it with the bone hammer.
It doesn't appear it's going to be that easy, Sir Ryan. Before us is the Blood Mage Castle, who doesn't appear to be ready to go down without a fight, so we give him one.
Your life ends now, wretch.
I could use some help.
The Blood Mage is dead!
We destroy the physical form of the Blood Mage, but our work isn't done yet. We follow the red stone almost oozing from the next room, and there we see it, the phylactery sitting upon a pedestal. We look at this phylactery to see it is made out of red stone that we saw throughout the spire. This is all that's left of the Blood Mage. With a swing from our forged hammer, we destroy it.
We've done it! I'm going to head back to shore. See you there, my friend.
The terror of the Blood Mage Castle is no more, at least not during our lifetime. We follow Sir Ryan out of this spire and head to meet him at the beach. Waiting for us on the platform is a rather tired-looking Ryan.
It's over. We have slain the Blood Mage, and I am a knight. What a thrilling adventure.
Those words don't seem to align with how Sir Ryan actually feels. We can tell he's starting to grieve the loss of his knight. Fittingly, the weather mimics his feelings. We ask him what he's going to do next.
I need to recover Maddox's body. I'll see her brought back to the Order and make sure she gets proper honors for her deeds.
Do you need any help with this? There are still a lot of enemies teeming around that place.
No, my friend, you've done so much already. Was her squire. This is for me to do alone.
Well, perhaps we'll see each other again someday, Sir Ryan.
I'd like that very much. Best of luck on your adventures here on High Isle. I'll ensure your name is sung alongside Dame Maddox in the tale of the Crimson Spire.
That would be an honor to be mentioned alongside Dame Maddox. Good luck to you, Sir Ryan.
I couldn't have done it without your help. Or, of course, without Dame Maddox. I'm sure wherever she is, she's smiling, singing, and toasting our success. I'll need to return to the Order and let them know what happened. Thank you, my new friend.
We receive the Lich Crusher Mace, the Crimson Bone Hammer, and complete the quest Blood, Books, and Steel.
I'm not sure if I'm worthy of the title, but I will do all that I can to bring honor to the Order of the Albatross. It's what Dame Maddox would have wanted, after all.
Ryan, you hinted at this earlier, but did you know Dame Maddox was dying?
I didn't, but I suspected. She's been a bit quieter the last few months. She'd never make people worry about her. Those of us closest to her would be the last she'd want to know.
This has to be hard for you. I'm sorry for your loss.
She was trying, sometimes insufferable, our Dame Maddox. I mean, look at this hat. But she was also the most generous, kind person I've ever known. And her example is one I shall follow to the end of my days.
What fond memories Sir Ryan must hold of his beloved mentor. May he hold on to those dearly. And with that, we bid our new friend goodbye. Upon completion of this quest, we receive the memento, the Crimson Bone Hammer. This item is crafted from an executioner's block and bone. This unsettling hammer, picked up in the Spire of the Crimson Coin, requires quenching before use against a certain blood mage's phylactery. Why not quench it again for old time's sake? This is a rather interesting memento. But with that, we conclude today's adventure. What were your thoughts on the Spire of the Crimson Coin? Do you think there could have been another way out? Was this the best way for our beloved Dame Maddock to go? Adventuring as she so dearly loved? I personally wish there was more lore about the Spire. But even with extensive searching, I failed to find any additional lore other than what Rayan told us. This was a rather sad adventure, but with an end to one story, we saw the beginning of another's tale. I hope to see Sir Rayan flourishing in his new knighthood once he has had time to properly grieve his loss. And with that, guys, we're going to draw today's story to a close. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you want more Elder Scrolls Online content, make sure to check out my other videos here on YouTube. You can also hang out with me live over on Twitch at Savvy Snapdragon. We explore even more ESO content over there live 4 days a week. If you have suggestions for future dungeons, make sure to comment them below. If I purposefully use your suggestions, I will make sure to give them a shout out. If nothing else, thank you all so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, have a great day.